how does systemic bias show up against introverts in the workplace, and what can companies do to change that?
Great question. Okay, so it shows up in many ways. Probably the most common is introverted employees being told that they're too quiet, and when they are meeting with their manager, even if they are performing highly in whatever role that they're in, they're being given speaking up more in meetings or being less introverted as a performance management point.
Right.
Their personality is being used as a performance management point, even though it has no bearing on their deliverables at all. Colleagues who are being rejected for jobs or promotions because they come across as introverted or they are open about being an introvert. So I've had so many messages about this. One in particular sticks in my mind because it was for a researcher role. So not a role that you would typically associate with needing to be extroverted in terms of speaking with people and presenting and those kind of things. But in the feedback after being rejected for a job that they'd applied for, the candidate was told that it was between you and another candidate, but because you're an introvert, we've gone with them.
It might be the personality tests. I think that sometimes a lot of like companies will do like those these personality tests to figure out what kind of person you are.
I've definitely myself experienced Myers-Briggs as part of an interview process many years
Yes.
ago,
Yes.
but I've
Mm.
definitely had that. So yeah, could
Don't
it
get
be
me started on Myers-Briggs. Ooh, don't get me started.
it could have
Don't
been
get me
that.
started.
Yeah. So there's that. And then the more senior you become in an organization, the more barriers you face in terms of progression. There's quite a lot of research that substantiates that introverts are underrepresented at leadership and executive level, even though there's also research that suggests that actually not only do introverts make great leaders, but they can often outperform extroverts as leaders as well. There's also affinity bias in the hiring. So if the interviewer perceives extroverted traits as being preferable because maybe they themselves are an extrovert, again, that can influence who is hired based on that. And I've even coached executives in corporate spaces who are made to feel as though there's something wrong with them because they've got an extroverted manager. And again, it's that affinity bias. The extroverted manager believes that to be an exec in this organization, you need to behave in a certain way. You need to present yourself in a certain way. And they're being told that they need to do work on themselves. They lack presence. Again, they're making a performance management issue, even though those colleagues are outperforming their deliverables. They're well respected by their teams. They smash their presentations. And so they're made to feel as though there's something wrong with them, even though there's nothing wrong with them.